honored to speak with Howard tennis royalty. We will have a chat with two of the very distinguished and accomplished athletes from the 1992 and 1993 teams. Please welcome to the Bison Break, Stephanie Johnson-Moore and Nomi Cosby. Hey, ladies, how you doing?
Doing great. Thank you for having us.
Oh, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So, the reason why we have you guys, well, let everyone know that we have an upcoming Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and Stephanie and Nomi are two people that will be inducted along with her fellow teammates for the 1992 and the 1993 teams. But, first, we just kind of want to set the tone and kind of know a little bit more about some of these two athletes that are going to be inducted. So just, ladies, can you give me just a brief, story about how you grew up and some of the things that affected you as you were growing up and becoming an athlete within tennis?
Absolutely. Steph, you want to go first?
Sure. So I am a native of Washington, D.C. Once I graduated from high school, I had to figure out where I wanted to go. And unfortunately, Howard was not on my radar. I wanted to go to.
That's the first I've heard. Because most Bison people will say, "Hey, Howard was the destination. That was my first choice." So Stephanie, I want to hear the story.
So Howard gave me the most money, so I stayed in DC, right. And that was the best choice ever. We had a great team. We played well. Excuse me. We had great communication, camaraderie on the team, and we just loved each other as sisters and brothers.
Yeah, well, I can say share almost the same story as Stephanie. My start in tennis was I was a ball girl. My parents played. My dad is self-taught, and I would be the ball girl on the court. And just one day I just picked up his racket because I wanted to just swing at the ball. And then at the age of 6 is really I really started playing. My dad started giving me lessons. And by the age of 8, I was playing tournaments. I was competing. So I picked it up very quickly. And similar to Stephanie, we were a tennis family. I'm the only child. My mom and dad, we traveled to tournaments. My dad was the sort of the founder of a tennis association in Albany, New York, which is where I grew up. And from there, I just kept playing, competing. And my path was I wanted to play professionally. I looked up to, Gabriella Sabatini and Zina Garrison. So those are players in my era that I looked up to growing up. And in a similar fashion, Howard was not on my list. I wanted to go to UNC Chapel Hill for some reason. And because I thought they had a really strong program. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until my dad's tennis friends, one of his friends went to Howard. Mm-hmm. And he started talking to me about Howard. And he played tennis. And he was really good. Mm-hmm. And I had an opportunity at the ATAs that year, or actually right before my senior year, to play in the tournament. And I actually ended up going all the way to the finals. And I played the girl that was being recruited by Howard's coach at the time, which was Larry Strickland. Right. And I ended up beating her in the finals.
Wow. What was that like?
After that, it just shifted. He was recruiting me. And next thing I knew, I was going on a visit to Washington, D.C. to see the campus and everything.
So you stole someone's shine.
But yeah, where she ended up going to Morgan State.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
He's a big.
Yeah, and good people. So, tennis is very much a sport where you gain friends very quickly, and especially for African Americans, it's a small circle. It's a small world.
Yeah. I can imagine, I mean, I guess, just describe to me what is it like to actually, being in that small circle of, of people black people playing tennis, because, a lot of times it's not ushered for us to play tennis. A lot of times we're always seeing basketball, football, and the things of that like, but tennis isn't a nuance that's really spoken of, and promoted to, to our people,
You're absolutely right. And I can speak to my experience growing up, especially in New York playing tennis. It wasn't I didn't see very many kids that looked like me. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until we moved to Atlanta where I really saw more kids playing that looked like me here in Atlanta. And that encouraged me a whole lot. And I will say also being involved in playing in the ATAs, which is the first African American Tennis Association that was open. And the reason the ATA even exists is because blacks were shut out of tennis by the USTA at the time, the Tennis Association. So we weren't afforded the opportunity to play. So guess what? We had to create our own organization so that we could have the opportunity to play. And I'm going to say, as an African American playing tennis in a non-traditional sport, I had an opportunity to meet some amazing African Americans in this sport that has created a name historically. Nehemiah Atkinson, he was like one of the oldest tennis players when I was coming up out of New Orleans. So there was a lot of people that I learned from in this sport and how we were treated in this sport. But when we come together, that's what made it so much fun. I enjoyed seeing other kids that look like me on the court and we're competing. So it becomes a small world and a small community because no matter where you go, somebody that plays tennis, they know. Every time I go somewhere, I mention Stephanie's name. Stephanie is not from Atlanta, but they know who she is because our circle is that small. But somewhere along the lines, along playing and traveling in this sport, they have run into Stephanie, or they have met her, or they have met me. So, and you mentioned Howard, it even becomes a smaller circle.
Stephanie, so for you, Stephanie, what was it like? Because you were, living in DC, and I know just, being a local person myself, you didn't see a lot of tennis in this area. So what was it like for you, going through the ranks of tennis, but also, once you stepped in the doors of Howard University, what was that experience like? You met Nomi, and you met other people that was pretty much in that same circle.
Yeah, so in DC, there was a lot of Black folks who were playing tennis. We grew up on the playgrounds of schools and other tennis courts in DC, and I actually raised with a lot of African American.
As a college player, right. Just think about it. Coming from high school, I'm thinking, okay, I'm high school. I played tournaments. I've earned my rank. College is a whole different mindset. Tennis is a mind game. So he was able to help shift my thinking as a player and at that level.
And Stephanie, what about you?
Same thing. Tennis is just a sport that you have to think, and it messes with your mind at times, and you have to control it. And you have to really figure out what you're going to do. It's not get out there, hit the ball. Okay, I'm going to hit it over here. You have to really have your game on and figure out how to win. And when you're down, you got to figure out and dig it out. And whether it's you're lobbing to get back into the focus, but it's a lot. And you really have to stay focused. And when you don't, again, you got to go back to your basics.
Now, on November 1st, we are at 7 p.m. at Martin's Crosswind. We are going to have this Hall of Fame induction. And we're going to have two teams come in from the 1992 and 1993 women's tennis team. Can you both tell me, what does it mean for you to be inducted into Howard University's Athletic Hall of Fame?
Stephanie knows this experience, right? So for me, it's an honor beyond anything I've experienced in my life. So I am humbly honored to be receiving this recognition, as well as just this thankful and grateful. I've been able to share this experience with my teammates. Like these are women that I, shared a lot of time with, bonded with over the years, and we still have, a strong relationship. So I'm proud of that fact, and I'm very excited for us. This is amazing.
So for me, I was inducted in 2005 as an individual to the Hall of Fame, and I was in my late 20s, and I was the first female tennis player being inducted into the Hall of Fame. I'm excited that we have the 92 and 93. I wish we could have been 91 because we won 90. But it's amazing. And when you see your name on the wall of the Hall of Fame, it's even like, wow, my name is here forever. And it's just amazing. And again, with the team we had a great, and we still do have a great camaraderie, and we just love each other. We do. We're all sisters.
Yeah.
From a different mother.
Very special.
When was the last time you all got together? I mean, how do you guys get together often, or when your whole team? When have you been together?
So we do parts with different people, but we haven't seen the whole team in a very long time. Myself, Nomi, Stacy, we stay connected and see each other, but the whole team we have not. Actually, Angie and myself, Angie was the captain in 92 and my doubles partner, and we decided to go to the ATAs last year to play in the women's doubles, and we actually won. Wow. And we were amazed. We haven't played doubles in the last 20 years.
Wow.
Just out of the blue, I was like, let's go, let's do this. And we got there and we won. And we were like, whoa, we still got it.
But we are trying
that was
together. We're trying to do a reunion. So it's on the table for us to get together. Yes, do a reunion.
All right. Well, it's gonna be fun because look, everyone's gonna be there, so you get to see everyone less than 2 months. Hey, there you go.
We can't wait.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be exciting. I'm definitely happy to be able to see everyone myself in person because I'm doing all these podcasts, but I'm doing everything virtually. So it'll be exciting too. But also for you as a team to be able to come together, like think about it. This is you were in your 20s when you guys really were forming your team and getting together, but now, a different stage of your life, and you're able to see all the, be able to look at things you've accomplished and the things that you will do. I mean, this is exciting,
Yes.
Bison Express is, definitely committed to Howard University's athletics and specifically helping promote women's sport. Is one of the things that Bruce, the chair, talks about quite often. Can you talk about the importance of the Bison Express and then giving back to Howard University athletic program?
Sure. I am on the board, executive board, and I've been on the board for a while. Early on, I was on, and then I got off, and I'm back in. And we are very committed to giving to the athletes to make sure they have everything they need to produce on the field, the courts, in the swimming pool, whatever sport you're in. Sport you're in. And we are the fundraising component for the athletes. So we raise money to provide for the students and in every way we can. And so if a coach calls us and says, hey, I need a camera, we will try to raise money for that team to get that camera, or if it has to get a new tennis ball machine, or we also put up the latest football, what do you want to call it, the board where we have the scoreboard. I'm sorry. Yes. And so we've done a lot, and we will continue on, and we ask anybody who wants to provide and give money to the athletes, please do so. But yes, we are very dedicated to the students.
Other athletes, the importance of giving back to Bison through Bison Express, especially former athletes. So, we're just trying to really build the awareness about Bison Express, and then making sure all of our athletes who have come through Howard University, we need to be a part of this. We need to give back because it's given so much to us.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just to kind of bring this to an end, we have people watching this, and maybe their parents, or maybe they are interested in tennis. What advice you all could give to someone that is interested in tennis, and the commitment that is involved with it, but also the great sense of accomplishment and the camaraderie that you get by playing tennis, particularly at our university. Could you give them some advice on what that looks like?
Well, for me, it looks very much like, it's an exciting time to be a part of tennis. I always promote it as it's a sport of a lifetime. I'm in education, and I'm an educator. Okay. So I always have an opportunity to talk to young people about, hey, why not try tennis? It's a non-traditional sport. And hey, you never know where it might lead you in life. And I'm going to say that for just to be an athlete. All right. We're special. We're unique in that sense, because we're gaining some additional skill sets, and that's going to help us in later in life to develop into leaders. Right. Absolutely. So for young people, and I coached high school tennis, always telling my players the importance, even if you don't care to take tennis to the collegiate level, let this be the sport that you do that can help you with, health and wellness, even mental health. Mm-hmm. But it's a sport that I always promote as one for people to get involved in. It's a sport of a lifetime, developing friends, lifelong friends. It's fun. And then, hey, why not? Why not play tennis? And then it's a non-contact sport. So you don't have too many injuries in tennis. Definitely going to make, and we know how to have fun. We know how to have a good time.
Absolutely. Last question. What are you currently doing now that maybe you want to promote, or any particular organizations or causes that you would, like us to follow, or even follow you on social media? We definitely would want to stay connected and see exactly some of the movements that you guys having. Please let us know how we can stay connected.
Well, I currently serve as the community member. I'm a volunteer with the USTA Southern Section. We're the biggest section in the USTA. So I am involved in the work at the local level, at the sectional level, to promote tennis, to promote diversity, equity, and inclusion in tennis, to make sure that work is still happening. And you can follow me on, I'm at USTA Southern through some of their Facebook page, where we post our activities through that social media outlet. And I'm also on Facebook, but it's not necessarily tied to tennis, but I just always find an opportunity to talk about and to promote the sport that I love.
For me, I'm a part-time coach, and so I still love teaching to kids and adults, and so I just love it. So that's what I do part-time.
Absolutely. Well, we thank you for both of you joining the Bison Break today. It was such an honor to be able to talk to you both about, the Hall of Fame and Howard University and playing tennis. And I look forward to seeing you at the induction ceremony in about a month or two. But thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for your
time.
All right. Now be sure to stay connected with us at bisonexpress.org, or you can follow us on social media at Bison Express. My name is Rob Black Jr., and thank you for watching this episode of the Bison Break, and I will see you on the other side of your goals.